Wow, welcome to Unlimited Treasure, a channel where we transform lives and organizations to the top through small big things. You know why we call them small big things, right? Those things that may be undermined but have a power to transform your life big time. Thank you so much for the feedback that we've been getting, your comments, and all the input really that you've been giving to the channel. We thank you. And if you haven't watched the consistency recording and the top 5 things you need to do immediately, please do that urgently, because it's March. Happy March. Don't be left behind. A lot of those actions are very much relevant to this first quarter that is about to end. First quarter of the year, right? And yes, I went for my morning run today, and the breeze, guys, it felt like winter. So let's continue to exercise, drink a lot of water, boost our immune systems, steam, and do all that we can to take care of ourselves. And let's keep the consistency. Consistency, consistency, consistency. We are going to excel this year because we are consistent. What is the small big thing that we're talking about today? Habits. Embracing the power of habits for an even better you. What is a habit? The Webster Dictionary explains it as a subtle tendency or a usual manner of behavior. And definition number 2, which I really like, defines a habit as an acquired mode of behavior that has become nearly or completely involuntary. That has become nearly or completely involuntary. You know, when you get to the point where you do something without fighting your body much about it, fighting your mind much about it, just getting into it. I mean, we've been talking consistency, we've been talking routine, we've been talking habits. And that's really because we want to get to that point where we can do things almost or completely involuntary. And that is what we're continuing on today. My inspiration for this is a book called The Power of Habit. If you want to read it, the author is Charles Duhigg, Duhigg. So this man was asked a question: how have your own habits changed as a result of writing this book? How have your own habits changed as a result of writing this book, The Power of Habit? And I'm going to read for you what his answer was. He says, since starting to work on this book, I've lost about 30 pounds. I run every other morning and I'm much more productive. And the reason why is because I've learned to diagnose my habits and how to change them. I like that. How to diagnose my habits and how to change them. He continues to say, take for instance, a bad habit I had of eating a cookie every afternoon. By learning how to analyze my habit, I figured out that the reason I walked into the cafeteria each day wasn't because I was craving a chocolate chip cookie. It was actually because I was craving socialization, the company of talking to my colleagues while munching. That was the habit's real reward. And the cue for my behavior, the trigger that caused me to automatically stand up and wander to the cafeteria, was a certain time of the day. So I reconstructed the habit. Now, at about 3:30 each day, I absent-mindedly stand up from my desk, look around for someone to talk with, and then gossip for about 10 minutes. I don't even think about it at this point. It's automatic. It's a habit. I haven't had a cookie in 6 months. Wow. So this has really challenged me and has become an inspiration of me doing this talk on habits, right? Because remember, we want to be consistent. We want to build around routines, things that assist us to be much better at what we want to achieve, much better at what we want to do so that we achieve much greater this year and going forward. So for me, I really want to ask these questions, therefore. What is it that you need to change? Which habits do you need to change? And which new habits do you think you need to build? What is it that you need to diagnose? Which habit? Can you diagnose those habits and change them? The ones that needs changing, diagnose them and change them. Because I can tell you, they are setting you backwards. Then for the new ones, can you do what he said he managed to do? That he was able to diagnose and reconstruct the new habit, right? So I think that's what I came to say today, that there are habits that you have that you need to change. And there are habits that you don't have that you need to reconstruct. Can we work on those? Can you just write down top 3 habits that you need to change? And also just number 2, identify and write down 3 new habits that you'd like to build. And remember, this is not in isolation. We've been talking about goals. We've been talking about consistency. We've been talking about routines. So we're building onto that to say, build habits that will help you to achieve better. In this very same book, there is a section that's called The Power of Crisis. I think I need to wrap up on this with this one. It says, good leaders seize crisis to remake organizational habits. And I want to take it further and say, good leaders seize crisis to make personal habits. The author, Mr. Charles, says, good leaders seize crises to remake organizational habits. And I'm taking it further to say, good leaders seize crisis to remake personal habits. We are going through a crisis, COVID-19, and we're hoping that this thing is going, hey? But out of this, what new habits do you want to learn out of this? I've seen people are cooking, other than going to restaurants more often, learning to cook new meals, therefore getting better weight management, better healthy eating. What is it out of this crisis that you can say is the 1 or 2 or 3 things that you say, this is a new habit, or these are 3 habits that I have learned out of this crisis and therefore helping me? And I want to maybe recommend that you check around your wellness habit, around your financial planning habit, and your goals habit. How often are you revisiting your goals so that you are able to track them much better and therefore achieve them? Financial planning, are you saving more? Some people are not even going to work anymore. That 2,000 or 4,000 that used to be for your fuel money, are you seeing yourself using it better? Wellness habit, what are you doing? Are you still only dependent on a gym, or are you still just comfortable with going to gym in January and February and then cutting? And then you'll see it again next year when you feel like it's a new year and you have new goals. Guys, can we learn from this? Let us diagnose the bad habits and reconstruct them. Let us form new habits that will assist us. I really wish you all the best as you do this. I hope you take it seriously, because definitely we can go higher. I've said it before, I have already learned from this. I've got my wellness habit of minimum of 1 kilometer a day. Financial planning habit, I already have my debit orders going out for my savings. My goals, I visit them every 40 days. That hasn't changed. It's been that for a couple of years now. I know the 40th day of every year, because that's the time I go and recheck my goals. That is why I work around goals, and I know when I'm achieving and I know when I'm not achieving. But over and above that, I am really encouraged that someone was able to lose 30 pounds from eliminating a cookie a day. What is it that you're willing to sacrifice to form new habits, to be consistent, to really have a routine that will set you apart. I wish you all the best. If you have not yet subscribed, please look at the bottom, click that subscribe button, click the like, share if you want to, and comment if you really need guidance on any of the messages that you've seen in this channel. Feel free to ask questions and we're happy to assist. The beauty of seeing people progress, the beauty of seeing people succeed is what keeps me going, and I'm here for you. All the best. Subscribe. I wish you all the best. May your March be greater than any other month you've had so far. May you achieve all your goals. May you form those new habits. May you be more consistent. May you have a routine that will set you apart. And above all, may God help you as you commit to all that you want to commit to. All the best. Wishing all the best. You are treasured. You are unlimited. See you at the top.